Corruption is a pervasive issue that undermines trust in institutions and hampers development. To combat this, the international community has established frameworks like the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, or UNCRC, which came into effect in 2005 and has 186 parties committed to fighting corruption globally. UNCRC sets crucial criminal standards, mandating that countries criminalize both active and passive bribery of public officials, whether they are national or foreign, as well as officials from international organizations. It also addresses embezzlement and misappropriation of funds entrusted to these officials. This framework goes beyond mere criminalization. It requires countries to implement measures against money laundering and obstruction of justice. While UNCAC encourages the criminalization of trading in influence and abuse of functions, it's important to note that these are not mandatory. However, it does obligate parties to enable asset recovery, which includes freezing, seizing, and confiscating proceeds from corruption. This is a significant step, as Article 51 emphasizes that returning assets is a fundamental principle of the Convention. Moreover, countries must provide for corporate criminal liability, ensuring that businesses are held accountable for corrupt practices. Another vital framework is the OECD Anti-Bribery Convention, established in 1997 with 44 signatories. This convention specifically targets foreign bribery, requiring parties to criminalize the bribery of foreign public officials in international business dealings. It mandates that countries establish corporate liability and effective penalties for legal entities involved in bribery. The convention also prohibits off-the-books accounts and requires robust accounting controls to detect and prevent bribery. Together, UNCAC and the OECD Convention form the backbone of anti-corruption laws and enforcement practices worldwide. Most countries have criminal codes or special anti-corruption laws that encompass a range of offenses. These typically include active and passive bribery of public officials, where both giving and receiving bribes are criminalized, often without needing to prove a direct exchange. Foreign bribery is also a critical issue, particularly in OECD countries, where it is addressed through the OECD Convention. Additionally, embezzlement and misappropriation of funds are serious offenses, as public officials divert resources for personal gain. Trading in influence, while encouraged by UNCAC, is explicitly criminalized in many civil law countries, where using influence over a public official for personal benefit is treated as a serious crime. Abuse of office is another common offense, where public power is misused for personal gain. Illicit enrichment, or possessing assets that cannot be justified by lawful income, is a growing concern. UNCAC calls for this to be considered a crime, often shifting the burden of proof to the official to explain their wealth. In some regions, like Latin America and parts of Africa, laws specifically target unjustified enrichment. Lastly, private sector bribery, involving kickbacks and bribery between private individuals, is sometimes included in anti-corruption laws or addressed under general fraud statutes. These frameworks and laws are essential in the global fight against corruption, promoting accountability and integrity in both public and private sectors. By understanding and enforcing these principles, we can work towards a more transparent and just world.